back live. So we're going to be talking about, I want to do a follow-up. Okay, Ahmaud Arbery jury, good. Ahmaud Arbery jury is coming up, and I need a better, let me see, let me go see what the haters are saying about the Ahmaud Arbery. How do you spell Ahmaud? A-H-M-A-U-D? A-H-M, yeah, Arbery. A go DJ. That's my DJ. A go DJ. I love Go DJ. That's my DJ. That's like one of my favorite songs. It always keeps me hype and ready. You know what? Go DJ makes me want to put on my sunglasses. Let me go and put on these Gucci's. Hey. Can you turn that up? The hustler. So, in other news, ladies and gentlemen, I paid off my S-Class Mercedes on Tuesday. Yes, I put that $125,000 car note to bed. I sure did. So, they had your girl for 60 months. I was like, you know what? I'm going to be debt-free at 50. And so, I'm 90% of the way there. Yeah. The only thing I haven't paid off is my student loan because I don't know what's going to happen. It looks like the Democrats are not going to be able to get anything done. So where they said maybe $50,000 to be released, my student loan debts, I don't have undergraduate loans. I just have law school loans. So I'm just letting that hang out there until we get a better Democrat in power. When Kamala wins president, if she ever can win, because I mean, after the raggedness of Joe Biden, I don't even know if she has a chance. But anyway, yeah, so I'm debt free, darlings. So if y'all are calling me, hit me up for some money, I'm not going to give it to you. If you're calling me asking me for a loan, I'm not going to give it to you. Because I don't have bills. All right, so we are back, and welcome back, everybody. Now, we're going to be talking about some things that are going on in legal news. And if you are unfamiliar, let me go ahead and apprise you of the past. Ahmaud Arbery, was that South Carolina or North Carolina? I believe in South Carolina, Ahmaud Arbery was jogging through his neighborhood. And when he was jogging, there was some type of APB that there had been a house burgled in the neighborhood, okay, somewhere. Now, I'm not sure. I believe this was in the daytime. I'm not sure was it in the morning or the afternoon. But Ahmaud was just jogging in his sneakers. In Georgia. Well, one of those racist states. That's the state with the rebel flag, right? Yeah. So Georgia, Erica Girardi's Georgia. When you have Georgia on my mind, where Ray Charles wouldn't even play because he said Georgia was racist. Well, Ahmaud Arbery is the victim of racist white men in Georgia. And I believe this is a hate crime. And I don't believe that the federal investigators were able to have a federal charge of a hate crime. But I believe now that we have Merrick Garland as the U.S. Attorney General leading the Justice Department, that if the state of Georgia gets this wrong, he will correct the wrong. Now, it looks like they've already gotten it wrong on step one. Now, you cannot claim that the state of Georgia's district attorney's office is racist because they're not. Now, I'm just saying that blanket, they're not racist. Maybe they probably got a pocket of some Klan people in there, but I'm not talking about them. When I was watching the hearings, the preliminary hearings months ago, when they were doing the bail and all that kind of stuff, the lawyers were very aggressive and very well tuned to the arguments that they needed to make. They wanted this to be a hate crime. And I'm not sure what went with that, but it looks like the district attorney's office is not very pleased that the defense counsel was able to basically strike most of the jurors of color. And it resulted in an all-white jury. The jury selection just concluded yesterday. It's an all-white jury, and only one black woman is seated on the jury. And whenever you're thinking about a murder conviction, it has to be unanimous. I'm not sure what the specifics are in the state of Georgia in their penal code, but you have to have a unanimous decision to convict somebody, I believe, or give them a life sentence or something. And it's probably unlikely, just judging based on, what's the name of the guy that got beaten to a pulp by the police out there in California, where he said, "Can we all get along?" Well, they beat that guy with a baton with an all-white jury, and they came back with not guilty, and then it caused the LA riots. So in this one, it's kind of like we're going to sit back and wait with bated breath with what this jury is going to do. This is a Georgia jury, and I don't believe this is, since we know this is not Hotlanta, the only part of Georgia that's black besides the streets are the people in Atlanta. Georgia is a white state. It is a former slave state and is also the same state that has the community of Buckhead trying to secede from the black folks in what I call the black mecca of Blacklanta. So when you have the white people, you have white flight wanting to get away, and then you have Ahmaud Arbery trying to run away, just trying to do some jogging, just trying to get his life together, just trying to get fit. And then he ends up running for a healthy life, and then he ends up running for his life when you have a father and son tag team of killers that probably have deep roots in the Klan, deep roots in the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan, America's own homegrown domestic terrorist society full of white men and women that love to say that they hate everybody else that ain't them. So it looks like we're going to have one of those situations where we just got to sit back and watch. I don't believe that there will be a George Floyd type of moment from this. I do not believe that there will be I don't know how they're going to, I don't know how this is going to play. I really don't know. I just hope for the best. I hope for Ahmaud Arbery's family, they get justice any kind of way they can get it. But I doubt very seriously if it's going to, I doubt very seriously if it's going to lead to any prison time. I don't think it will. We'll just see how that plays out. But let's talk a little bit about what's going on with regard to U.S. politics. Now, when you're thinking about what has happened over the course of the Supreme Court and how they're deciding the gun rights right now. So the Second Amendment is up, abortion rights are up, and when you think about everything that's above the Supreme Court, we're forgetting about what's happening right down on Capitol Hill. One of the things that the Democrats have forgotten is that we are all watching them, whether we're a part of the party or not. And since I'm I'm an independent Democrat, I have to say, it came across the ticker tape that while the Democrats are trying to shove this $1.5 trillion bill down our throats, they want us taxpayers, they want the United States citizens, taxpayers like me and you, people who have come to our country legally, who were either born here, who were married to an American here, and you got your paperwork, but either way, you're paying taxes every year. For some reason, the Democrats think that it's okay to actually give the families of the illegal immigrants that crossed our borders illegally, unwelcome, and without permission or invitation, that we should give them $450,000 per family as a settlement for separating them from their children. Now, here's what I have to say about that. Now, the Democrats don't want you to hear that, but it's true. President Joe Biden has decided that it's a good idea to give $450,000 per family for all the families that were separated at the border who have filed lawsuits against the United States. So the ACLU is representing families. I'm sure there's going to be other private law firms. I think I'm going to go ahead and represent some of those families too, because if it's going to be a $450,000 windfall from the Democrats that they're giving to the illegal immigrants who came over here. Listen, Joe Biden and the Senate Democrats and the congressional Democrats, if you decide that you want to give almost $500,000 as a settlement to each of the families that suffered from being separated at the border from their kids, I will never vote for another Democrat in my life. I don't care if my sister runs for Democrat at something. I'll just be like, well, I can't vote for you, boo. Because that right there, I don't know why President Biden would think that it would be okay to take my tax dollars and pay a lawsuit settlement and make me and my family pay for the separation of those families when they opted to come to our country without permission. If you came to this country on the back of a donkey and you came from Honduras, that means you bypassed Mexico to get here. That's 3,000 miles of stretch. You could have stopped in Mexico. You chose to come to the United States. You knew that President Trump was separating families at the border. You knew that you were going to come up here and be separated from your infant child. Don't come up here knowing with intention to break the laws of the United States. You were not coming here for political asylum. You were coming here to get away from the cartels. Cartels are not politics. Political asylum means what's happening in Haiti. Now, see, those people who have taken over, let's just say, if there's no more government in power or anywhere, let's just take Ethiopia. Ethiopia, they had a coup d'etat a couple of weeks ago where everybody was murdered, new regime, the military took over. Well, anybody escaping Ethiopia to come to the United States, that's a political asylum that they're seeking. But if you are just coming over here with your kids saying, I want a better chance to make better money for my family, I want a better way of life, bye. And you know what? I will every day talk smack about any Democrat who thinks it's okay to award a family $500,000 for being separated from their child. Because guess what? They separate families. They separate children from their mamas and daddies all the time with these CPS cases when they found out that there's not even a real story there. They will take a kid from their family for months, put them in a temporary foster system for months, while the parents are working out their stuff for months. And then be like, okay, well, there was no there. The mom and daddy really didn't beat you and give you a whole bunch of drugs and abandon you. So we're going to go ahead and put you back with your mom and daddy. Well, you can't sue the state of Texas or the county for saying that they took away my kid to make sure I was doing everything okay. So now bring them back, give me $500,000 while y'all were doing your research. So you should not be able to, when you are not a citizen of our country, you do not get to force the taxpayers of the country to pay a settlement to the people who came here illegally to set their families up with $500,000. $500,000. $450,000 is what Joe Biden is proposing, and the Democrats are secretly proposing to give to the families of those illegals who came over here to blood suck off of our states, to blood suck off of our counties. I'm sorry. If you're here illegally, take your ass back to wherever you came from. Excuse me for saying that word, but ass is in the dictionary and the Bible too. Okay? Now, I don't want to pay your family $500,000. I have to work 3 jobs. Okay? Why do you get to come over here, get separated at the border, get room, board, sustenance, no bills to pay, clothes, place to change? You know, you get your own situation. Your kids over there in the kids facility, I don't give a crap if it's too cold or too hot. They have toys. I don't give a crap if they're all in one room. I don't care. None of that amounts to a $450,000 payout per family. Are you crazy? Are you trying to act like you want to actually do that, Joe Biden and you dumb Democrats? And Kamala, if you're a proponent of that too, I'm going to be anti-Kamala, anti-Joe. And listen now, hear me clearly. I am an independent thinker. I only think about what's going to benefit me and my family. It does not benefit me and my family for my tax rate to go up because I have to pay for an illegal person's family who came over here illegally, got separated at the border. Now they're living rich next to me in my neighborhood with their house paid off because I'm paying their house note through my tax dollars. And I'm going to go ahead and cut to a song right now because I'm a little bit upset. And I know that if there's some of you that have a problem, say, oh, Diane, say you should go ahead and be willing to pay for them. No, you pay for them. You write that check. I'm not doing it. Because that'll be the time where I turn into Trump. I'm like, I'm not paying taxes this year. If I figure out that these Democrats, and see, that's what the Republicans need to go ahead and say. Let me go to a song. Let me go to a song. Let me take a break. Yep. Them dumbass Democrats. They ask, you know what? I will never vote. Never vote for anybody. If you are a Republican and you want that crap, if you're an independent or a Green Party person or a Libertarian, whatever party, if you believe that we should be paying the families of the illegals $500,000 or $450,000 as their settlement to get rid of the lawsuit, F you very much. I'm sorry. How you gonna ask? First of all, let all the white people pay. Joe. Hey, Joe, why don't you let the top 1% pay? Hey, Joe, are you trying to ask the black poor citizens and the poor Latino citizens and the poor Asian citizens and just the poor people to pay that tax dollars for those other poor people to just go ahead and instantly make them rich? Is this how you do? Wouldn't that just open it up to every single illegal family to come over here and be like, here, go take my baby at the border. Let me take my baby off the breast and give it over there. And then let me go ahead and file a lawsuit with the ACLU saying I need $500,000. One of the lawsuits was for $3 million. I'm sorry. I thought that there was governmental immunity. Why are we now trying to settle stuff when we can't even sue our own? We can't even sue the city of Houston. We can't even sue the state of Texas. So we got all this immunity going on. How is it that I'm supposed to be paying for the settlements? I'm not going to pay a dime on a settlement until I get my reparations as a black woman who's descended from slaves. Did you hear me on that? I forgot to drink my tea. Can you heat this up for like another minute? I got too mad. See, when I get too mad in the segments, I forget to drink my drinks. So I'm going to go ahead and shade all of those dumbass Democrats out there. Man, I can't stand them. I can't. They're the dumbest. You know, we you know what? Sometimes you be like, all I'm going to do is get you elected. You when you get to power, you need to do your own job. But they're not doing their own jobs. Nope. It seems like, I just feel like, Joe Biden sucks. I just gotta say it. Did I say that out loud? He sucks as a president. He's a terrible president. Horrible. I'm sorry. You can be mad at me. I voted for him. I wasn't gonna not vote for him. I voted for Kamala, mostly. I voted for Joe because he had Kamala. And Joe because we needed a Democrat because I was too afraid of the other clown. But now that I see what time it is, and now that I see what the Democrats are doing while they have had this power, you know, it's only been since, how long have they had power? 10 months? 11 months of buffoonery. They've had 11 months of buffoonery and ended up losing elections. When the city of New York, when New York City turns 3 seats over, when you have all these clowns talking about defund the police, and you have people talking about they're going to give $500,000 to illegal immigrants who came over here and got separated at the border. Well, I want to separate my family too. Yes.
15 seconds.
Okay. Let me see if I can find that scoop on that because, let's see. Biden.
You are not on now.
Okay, so now I left the segment talking about Joe Biden and how I'm not happy with him. He has not been the president that we needed in this particular time. And Politico reports that Biden says a $450,000 payment to families. Oh, good. Well, guess what? Joe Biden must have just heard me. He just heard me. Just heard me. He said that he's not going to do that. No, the report is not going to, listen, he said it's not going to happen. And then so $450,000 per person is not going to happen. Now, I think that Joe Biden kind of got around it by saying per person when he clarified it with the reporter. But it looks like it's supposed to be per family. And the ACLU Executive Director, Anthony Romero, said Biden might not have been up to speed on the Justice Department's actions as it carefully deliberated and considered the crimes committed against thousands of families separated from their children as an international governmental policy. But if he follows through on what he said, the president is abandoning a core campaign promise to do justice for the thousands of separated families. So this dummy Romero at the ACLU, you know, I don't always like them. The American Civil Liberties Union, they send me a whole bunch of emails and ask me to donate money. I stopped donating money to them when they were trying to say that the LGBTQ community, that they could say trans women are women and change the daggum birth certificate. I said, well, I'm done with y'all. You'll never get another dime out of me, dummies. So they're now saying Joe Biden should not walk back that comment and should not back off from paying those families and say, oh, but after all the atrocities, you should pay them. Well, how about the ACLU Executive Director, Anthony Romero, start fighting for reparations for black people as fervently as he is fighting for justice for people that aren't even freaking citizens? How about fighting for justice for the people who built this country? Oh, that's right, Romero, you're not black. So Anthony Romero, since you don't have your thumb to the pulse of the black heartbeat, you're not really inclined to think that the black people and the injustice that was caused when their families were separated by the United States government. I mean, isn't it all the same? I don't see him filing a whole bunch of lawsuits for reparations. Is that argument too difficult? How could it be so easy to make an argument for people who are not citizens, who actually broke the laws of our country? They did every type of illegal act to get over here illegally. Then they got free vaccinations. Then they got free room and board. Some of them got separated. Well, guess what? When the black people were brought over here on slave ships, Nobody got vaccinated. It wasn't free room and board. It was you're going to work forever for free. We're not only going to separate your families, we're going to separate them with no intention of ever reuniting you with your children. We're going to now take those breasts that you have that have been nursing your own child, black woman, and we're going to make you nurse the plantation owners' wives' kids. But the ACLU is not concerned about making sure that those families that were separated, because see, no black person in America knows who all their people are. It's an impossibility. It was designed that way. So long as the ACLU is touting this, we need to stand up for the rights of the illegals. By ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union, you're barking up the wrong tree, baby. You need to deal with the black folks and the Latinos and the Asians that are actually here that pay taxes before you start telling us we need to use our tax dollars to pay reparations to those people who came here illegally. Now, that's all I got to say about that, but I'm going to probably say a whole lot more next week because Joe Biden is now trying to walk back his comment when we know full well Joe wanted to pay that $450,000. It's just that when the Republicans picked up the story and he didn't know that they were going to get it, he didn't know the Republicans were going to pick up the story and start talking about it. So then when he's like, oh, per person? Oh, I didn't mean per person. And then they were like, oh, but you meant per family. Well, then he acted like he was confused. Joe, you're not confused. You know exactly what that means. You know what keeping it in the family means, Joe Biden. You know what that means. Your son is married to your son is married to his former sister-in-law. Your son is married to the woman who was married to your other son. So that's the kind of family stuff y'all got going on. So Joe Biden, you let us deal with our family situation that way we want to. And you don't make my family pay $450,000 into the money pot going to settle claims with people separated at the border who came here illegally. That's all I have to say about that. As long as you're here legally, ladies and gentlemen, have a good day. Don't go out there and hurt nobody. Go out there and keep your ear to the street. If you guys have anything that you want to report, send me some DMs. I've loved all of your direct messages. Thank you very much. The DMs have been flowing in. I appreciate them. Thank you for sharing some of the stories. And yes, thank you for sharing that story about the white woman who said about the $450,000 and yes, and that's why I reported. Thank you for the direct message. I forgot your name, but I'm going to go ahead and shout you out next time. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. I'm going to see Travis Scott and the rest of the celebrities down at Minute Maid Park. Hope to see you there. Ooh, 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 ooh. Y'all know how gangster I was at work this morning. Boo. See, I know. Did y'all like the show today? So today I decided to go ahead and continue on with the winter swag. I don't take selfies and post them of myself and just be like, look at me. But, I decided I don't have to do selfies because I do Facebook Lives and y'all can see my gear. My gear is clean. I only wore this because it's cold outside. But I hope you all enjoyed the show today. Thank you all for sending me all those direct messages. Those men of you out there, now y'all know y'all can't send me no sexy time direct messages. You got to stop that. Y'all can't be sliding into my DMs. Don't slide into my DMs. Just so you'll know, I don't read my DMs. My producers do. Don't do that. And and I gave my phone number out last week telling y'all to give me some hot tips. No, you cannot suck my toes. I mean, you guys. But I do understand. I have great feet. My toes are beautiful. I paid for them. I paid for all my feet to be. Some people worry about what their hair looks like. I worry about what my feet look like. Because my feet got to hold me up. Okay, you guys. Hey. She's spinning. She's spinning. She's spinning. She's spinning. Booyah. Okay, I'm signing off. I'm going to leave my swag here at the station and take it out there with Travis Scott because I'm sure Travis would appreciate my sunglasses. I will not have on the Gucci hat, though. I'm thinking, should I rock the Gucci? Should I rock the Burberry fedora? Now that I've smushed my hair, though. Now I haven't had hair. Or should I go out there and be warm and rock the Louis Louis? Woohoo! I think it's going to be the Louis Louis, y'all. I think we're going to do the Louis Vuitton. We like the Louis Vuitton. Plus, I like a good stocking cap. People think I'm a gangster. All right, y'all. Yeah, I think I'm going to wear this. We're going to leave Burberry at home. We're going to go with the Gucci and the LV. Okay. I love you all. Have a great rest of your day. Be good to each other. And, if you're going to vote. And when is the runoff election? So we can know.
Tentatively is November 29th to the 5th. And then tentatively election day will be December 11th.
So early voting starts November the 29th. Please go out there and vote for anybody that's in the runoff. Monica Riley is the best candidate that should win. I mean, hell, she's the only candidate in the race, honestly. So you guys, I love you all. I'm going to be doing some Facebook Lives out there from the only person I care about there at this game is Travis Scott. I kind of want to spit a few bars and see if I have a shot. And I'm going to do it on camera. Okay, everybody. Bye. See you later, alligators. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Okay, I'm going to let you take that one down. I'll let you stop both of those. You know, I didn't even have any makeup on today. This one.